Hi, my name is Palak Kadakia, and today I'm going to talk about UiPath Apps. UiPath Apps is a low-code application development platform that can enable anyone to build a presentation layer on top of RPA. So you can design your own custom launchpad that aggregates data in real time from multiple systems and publishes data to various systems, including legacy ones, through the use of robots. Apps are built using a simple drag-and-drop designer similar to Studio, where you can compose applications quickly without writing any code. Our end goal for this platform is to make it friendly for business users to create apps backed by RPA. Let me show you a demo. Here, I have a simple out-of-office assistant app that lets me submit time off requests. I choose the dates that I'll be off. I'll choose the 25th. And then I set my OOF message. And next, the app gives me an option to fetch a list of all of my meetings in Outlook for that day. I can choose to decline or cancel those meetings. And when I hit next, a process runs that submits my time off request in Workday, updates my out of office message, and cancels all of the selected meetings. A simple task that would normally take several minutes to finish can now be accomplished much more quickly. Now, this is a very simple application that any of us can use. This apps platform becomes even more powerful when applied to more complex scenarios like call center agent consoles. Let's take a look at an example of this. Here, I've built a banking contact center agent console. Through integrations with IVR systems, the agent receives notification of an incoming customer call. They look at the details and accept the call. You'll notice a couple of things happen. First, I'm presented with some customer information for verification that was pulled up by my attended bot when the call arrived. Secondly, these processes here on the right are running, and you'll start seeing, as I mark these tasks as complete, you'll start seeing my dashboard populating with data. By the time the agent verifies the customer's identity, the background processes are done populating data in the console. Data often comes from multiple systems, including the CRM system, financial systems, and much more. It would take agents minutes to consolidate this information. Through this app, we can also surface relevant automations and actions such as payment cancellation and more, so the agents don't have to navigate multiple systems. And then finally, they can capture notes or other information with the push of a button, publish it to any backend system without ever having to leave our app. This gives you an idea of the types of apps that can be built. Let's take a look at the design time experience. In the interest of time, I'm going to build a very simple app. We've all seen the Double UI demo. I'll build a simple interface to take customer input and enter it into the Double UI app. We start by clicking the Create New button in the app homepage. We'll name our app and hit Create. Now here it gives you a couple of pointers on what you can do next. Let's start with designing our app. So I'm going to add a new control. We'll keep the panel open. We'll add a label, a text box, another label, one more text box, a button, and then finally one last label to show our transaction ID. Now we can go ahead and start editing the text of these controls. So the label, we'll call it cash in. The second one will be on us check. Those were the first two fields in our app. We'll rename the button to submit. And finally, the label just needs to be removed. This is where our transaction ID will show up. Now the bare bones framework for our app is ready. The last thing for us to do is to actually bind this app to the process. For that, first we need to add the process. I'm going to start by adding a process to my app. And what this is doing is it's going to my cloud account and fetching all of the orchestrator tenants available to me. In this case, I want my app's demo tenant. I choose it and select next, and it goes and gets all the folders within, as well as all the processes within those folders. In this case, I'll choose the Double UI process, and you can see all the properties for that particular process, both input and output, show up on the right. I select the process, and now all of that has been imported into my application. Now I go back to the main page, and here we can just bind the various text boxes and controls to data or input-output arguments of that process. First, I go to the value binding and bind my cash in input field. Next, we'll bind the on us check field. And then finally, we'll bind the transaction field, the transaction ID field. The last remaining thing is for me to set up the event for this button to actually open the process. So we'll go and do that and say start process. Now you can have multiple different kinds of events. I want to just start a process. and my WI process. There it is. Now the app is ready to go. I can either publish it so it's available to everyone, or I could just preview it, which behaves the same way. It's just only available to me at the moment. As you can see, the app looks exactly the way I designed. I can enter a few pieces of data in here, hit submit, and it'll run the process, enter this information into the WI app, extract the transaction ID, and render it here for us to see. As you can see, it's really easy to get started with this platform and build an application on top of RPA using a web-based studio. This is available for private preview already and will be generally available later this year.